Go first. That is my strategy tip of the day. And it's something that I have to remind myself because I've made this mistake, unfortunately, many times. Which, when you're fighting somebody or competing with somebody, it is of great benefit to be able to go first. When I was coaching athletes and my brother as well in MMA, one of the first things that we want to tell people is make first contact, right? Whether that's a jab, a light round kick to the legs, some type of contact you initiate first. And there was multiple reasons. One is the sooner you can break the ice and make contact, and you'll start discovering your range and whatnot. And two, it's always better if you can to be first. And the reason why, especially for me, is speed. And what I mean is that reaction time is variable, but usually you won't be able to react as quickly as you're able to move. What I mean by that, for example, I had a guy that I would grapple or wrestle when I was in high school who was very fast. And anytime he shot first, he got in. But I noticed that whenever I shot first, I got in. So I realized the issue was that we were both fast to the point that we wouldn't be able to react in time if one of us made the entry. So what I really needed to do was always be first. Don't wait for him to set up and shoot. I have to go and shoot first. And I've seen this a few times in my career where I lost a match. I'm like, I should have been first, and I had entries that I didn't take advantage of because I was like, oh, again, I think one match I had was with Popovich in ADCC, the last one I did. In the no score period, I made an entry for head inside single, if I remember correctly, got in, but then let go of it because I'm like, oh, I'm going to use a lot of effort for no points. And then he ended up going and scoring a pivotal high arm drag to a shot that got me on my back. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to be first, right? Now, maybe for people who have very fast reaction time, that's not as much as an issue. Or maybe the opposition you're going through is slower, so you can react. But when you're facing top athletes and their speed is just super fast, chances are you might not be able to react in time. Okay, so that's why I would tell you, better to go first, right? If you can make the first move, you have an advantage in that you might be able to take advantage of their slower reaction time. Or if you'll be able to get to react to whatever their counter movement is, right? I just feel personally, maybe I'm just talking to myself, but if you find that you keep getting burned on takedowns in particular or strikes, and it happens because your opponent is initiating all the action, then that's when I would tell you, change the terms of the battle here. Instead of reacting to what they're doing, which isn't working well, you go first, make them react. And you will find that some people are very fast, but they react slowly, or they recover slowly. I think it was George St. Pierre who actually talked about this. He had a guy who studied film, and as I recall, the guy looked frame by frame of his fight, George St. Pierre versus BJ Penn, and was able to look frame by frame during each sequence. And he had measured, oh, you see, BJ Penn's reflexes are faster than just about everyone in the UFC. But his recovery was slower, meaning that if you threw a jab, he was able to get out of the way very quickly, but he took longer to get back into posture. So what that told them was, well, then what we want to do strategically is feed him a lot of feints so that he's always reacting and he's using a lot of fast twitch muscles to get out of the way of something that's not coming, and also chewing up more time for him to get back into position. And basically by overloading him and getting him to flinch a lot and react, he wasted a lot of energy, where then once he was a little fatigued, George St. Pierre was able to make his entries that he wanted to score. That's high level thinking, high level strategy, but that's just another way of looking at this, right? As far as understanding the differences between reaction time versus recovery versus your initial speed. These are all variables that on a higher level you have to contemplate. But if that's too much to think about, just follow my advice here. Go first. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of all of my latest videos on YouTube. But really the best place to find all my content is my website, davidmma.com. You can register for free and get access to 4 free courses, including Kimura Fundamentals, Essential Half Guard Kimura, Essential Half Guard Passing, and much more.